So this is the Onewind ultralight cape shelter. I've just got this. My whole idea with this was to raise it up off the floor just 4 inches by putting extended guy lines out and pegs. I've got 5 pegs. This lifts it up. What is that? 8 inches at the back here, maybe 4 on the corners. And this just gives you a little bit more headroom inside for sitting. So I like to have a little stool with me, which means I've got the ability to sit up now. That trekking pole's set at 135, which is kind of perfect. Gives you a lot more room just for getting out of the wind and the rain, making a little shelter for making a brew, something like that. I noticed a few things. The pegs that were supplied, the Onewind pegs that are supplied, they're big and red. They barely go through these little loops, and they were catching. So I've changed mine out for some Sea at Summit ultralight ground controls. These are a far superior peg, and then a little loop like that, and just makes life a lot easier. This fixing point doesn't seem to be needed, but this one definitely, because it's a longer run along here, definitely helps. I've noticed also with this here, nothing seen on any other videos, there's a reinforcement patch here that your pole needs to sit, your trekking pole needs to sit onto. I've seen a lot of people put their pole up here where the material's very, very thin. Wouldn't recommend that. It doesn't actually give you any more height either. And I noticed if you cinch this up, you get a little bit of a hood in this area, keeping a bit of rain off. So from this position here, so you get a little bit of a shelter. So if you sit there with your head in here, it gives you a lot more space inside. I like it. I've got a plan for a door as well to make it a little bit more enclosed, but we'll come back to that. So this is the Onewind ultralight cape shelter set up with the extended guy lines, and this is a Onewind 1 meter by 1.4 meter sil nylon ground sheet tarp with a little 6 attachment points, and that just carabiners on to the top loop, bungee cords down onto the guy line peg, bungee cords onto that one, and then I have a long bungee cord just keeping this tight down onto here, and that turns that whole arrangement into, well, gives it a nice little doorway. Gives you a lot more shelter from multi directions. Certainly makes it bigger for 2 people, and now you can lie down quite comfortably, head end here, past the pole, foot end here. Gives you a lot more space, and you're still covered head to toe for sleeping in. Lovely. So this is another configuration with the 1.4 by 1 meter Onewind tarp on the ultralight cape shelter. This one, it's turned sideways, so it gives you full kind of coverage all the way around. This is bungee corded back down to there, down to here, and nothing in the middle. One at this side, and then same again there. And as you can see at the top, it's going to keep most of the rain out for a quick shelter. And to gain access, just lift your bungee cord off, and you're in. Not a problem at all. The guy line helps hold this point quite nicely, and that'll give you a lot more rain coverage for 2 people in in bad weather. Plenty of airflow underneath to get the stop it feeling stuffy, so you can use it as a sun shelter as well in sunshine. Lots of in summer, lots of room to camp and cook underneath if need be. Lovely. Here we have that set up with the Onewind tarp creating a doorway. You can see plenty of airflow. I'm sitting up comfortably. I'm sitting on the floor now, sitting up comfortably. You can see the pole is here. It's quite away from me. Loads of room. My feet are covered. This isn't going to be a problem unless it's really, really tipping it down. But this would provide plenty of room to sleep in. You can sleep. The good thing about this is you can just move this pole wherever you want, and the tent stays up. I want it over here to get out that side. I want it I want it closer to me, so I've got more space in the front. It all stays up. Nothing moves, nothing changes. You just wiggle it around to your heart's content. This whole setup with these pegs and bungee cords and this comes in at 430 grams, I think. With the change this guy line out from the orange one to this black one, it's a bit lighter. That orange one was really long. Their Onewind pegs were 15 grams. These ones are 7 grams, so half the weight. I've got 6 of them. Seems to be enough. Love this setup.